Hey, everybody, welcome to our weekly spin into stillness, our evening meditation program that we've been doing for quite some time now. I'm Reverend Robin Nashok, and I welcome you to this time of the week that we pause and we assess where we've come from and where we would like to be as a result of our spending some time with each other as a community, as well as with, most importantly, our deep self, listening to that voice within, the voice that I consider the divine within, or the divine me that is in all of us. So we work our meditation with a couple of uh, preliminary steps. And the first step is to actually set that intention. And so this is the point where we reflect on what exactly we are looking to experience as a result of our participating in this meditation. And it's a good practice to try to incorporate setting intentions before we launch anything in our lives, the beginning of the day, the start of a meeting, the beginning of a summer vacation, to just pull ourselves together and to figure out exactly why we are uh, in a situation that we are creating for ourselves, what we are creating and why are we creating it. So this is a reminder that I often have to remind myself of. I oftentimes am often running right out of bed or from one thing to another. And this weekly meditation is my touchstone to reminding myself to set that intention, not just for tonight, but for other events in my life that I could use a little clarity on as I move forward in them, if that makes sense. So we do it by writing them down on a little slip of paper. And I'm going to grab mine here. And so we do this because if we were in person, I would be inviting everybody to uh, write them down, hold on to them during meditation so that you could energize them. And then following the meditation, if we were in person, I would invite you to bring your little slips of paper, your tickets up to me. They'd still remain anonymous. You'd fold them and then we would throw them into the flames. So we set the intention and we give it as much specificity as we can muster, and then we let it go. We release that attachment. We've given the specificity. We've told the universe, we've told our inner self, or our inner self has told us what is best or what is expected of us, of our deep self, of our living in the world. And then the universe, the deep self, whoever you want to think is the energy is taking care of it, will take care of it. We give it the specificity and then it unfolds the way that it is supposed to, which may or may not be exactly like we had originally planned it. But that's the beauty of it all as well. So let's set that intention right now and we can get this little energy process started. It doesn't have to be complex. It can be as simple or as complex as you would like. Just a couple of words, enough to give yourself focus for the work that you're about to do, for the exploration you're about to do. So I've written mine. I'm going to energize this. And I'm also going to write one that serves as the proxy for all of the intentions that are being set right now, either on the live stream or if you're watching the recorded or listening to the recorded versions. So this one, since we cannot be together and throw them all into one bowl, I create this ticket. So this one serves as the proxy for everybody tossing them into the flames. So I throw into at the end mine and then everyone's. And that's how we are able to still have the ritual of the burning bowl and the intentions and be connected virtually instead of physically. So the next part of our meditation involves drawing an oracle card. We draw from the Star Codes Astro deck. I do love this deck for so many reasons. I am thinking about changing it up though as we move into the fall. More on that later. But for now, Star Codes Astro deck, great deck, simple. And again, if it's not the mysticism of the cards that you're attaching yourself to, then consider the cards a creative prompt. That little, tap on the shoulder, that little aha that allows you to have a little more or perhaps a different perspective on the intention that you've just set so that you can take that information into meditation with you and see what your inner voice, your deep self, your divine me is communicating with you about the intention and the card that we've drawn. So I draw one card and I'll shuffle the deck and then I draw the top card of that deck so that I'm not reaching in for my own reading. I'm not pulling out my own card using my own intuition. This card represents all of us. And so I shuffle and then I draw that top card so that you see that I'm drawing for all of us and not just reaching in with my intuition, if that makes sense. So let's shuffle them cards. And once again, my disclaimer is there are I'm sorry, 56 cards in this deck. 56 cards in this deck. We have not gotten through nearly all of them because even though I shuffle them, even though I draw for myself, we oftentimes will get a repeat card. Maybe it's, the same card that we had last month or the same card we had last week, even. And so what I say to that is, well, A, I do shuffle, and B, what is that card saying either uniquely about the intention that you set this week, so that even if it's the same card we did last week, you've set a different intention. So how is it uniquely addressing it? Or perhaps the theme of this card has something more to say to all of us about whatever we're working on, maybe on a macro level. So again, doesn't matter if we draw the same card. Of course, I enjoy drawing ones that we haven't drawn before. And I intentionally did not go through these cards when I received this deck as a gift because I like the surprise of learning more as I read about them. So you're finding out about these cards just like I am. And I do like the new ones, but I'm also intrigued when we do draw one that we've had before. Either way, shuffle and remind everybody that you might want to begin to find a place where you can go into meditation after listening to what we have to say about the cards. So that means finding a space where you are comfortable and yet relaxed, but also alert enough to have a conscious exchange with your divine me, with that inner voice, so that you can consciously listen to what it might have to say to you, which, as I say every week, is always the truth, the capital T. Our inner voice, that little voice that's always guiding you, but sometimes is challenging to listen to because it's saying things we don't want to hear or telling us that we need to choose a different direction that we might not want to choose. It's the one that is speaking the truth. You know, the ego voice that says, oh, that's too difficult, or oh, you don't want to do that, or oh, what good would that do? Usually that inner voice, that divine me, is the one that is not screaming, but certainly repeating a message to you over and over again, a calling, if you will, that at some point you just can't ignore. So that is what we want to allow to happen consciously while we are meditating together as a community. So, cut the deck a couple times. Sound effect. Right? Okay, interesting. I think we've drawn this card. I'm not sure. The card is Saturn. The theme, and I'll put this up for you to see, is structure. Okay. Interestingly, maybe we haven't drawn this card because I'm having a little stressed out reaction. I do much better when given some structure, but I resist it emotionally a lot. So, hence my feels about this card, which I don't remember feeling before. So I think perhaps we might have gotten it for a first time. If anybody remembers, let me know in the comments. Join the discussion. Send me a note. Let me know you're here first and foremost. And I'm so grateful that you are. So just wherever you're watching, YouTube or on Facebook Live, if you happen to catch the promos on Instagram, send me a DM there, or on SoundCloud if you're listening to the audio only versions on SoundCloud. Wherever, join the conversation. Let us all know, that a particular card or a particular theme resonated with you, or maybe is popping up for you. Just a few exchanges that allow us to feel like, we're all in this together. We all are relating to one another, even with our unique issues, our unique intentions. We draw one card together that is designed, at least in this meditation, to address what we're all thinking of individually, which I think is a pretty cool thing. So, interested to hear on how it's going for you. So at least say hello tonight, because I am delighted. You can say hello whether you have watched the live stream or whether you've watched the recorded version. Comments are open, and always glad to hear from you. So given that, let us go into meditation. So we are going to begin to relax. We are going to and we are going to begin to focus by focusing on the breath. And as we focus more on the breath, we're going to release our physical body into an etheric space where our imaginations are doing all the traveling while our body stays anchored by our breath. So let's begin with that breath and just really become confident that that breath is holding us here, keeping us alive as it does, whether we are thinking about it or not. So let's inhale consciously through our nose and hold for a moment, and then exhale slowly. You want to exhale more slowly than you did when you inhaled. So inhale again and hold and exhale slowly. And as we take this last breath in together and release it, you can allow your eyes to close, to flutter closed. I will put the card on the screen. Oh, I'm just realizing I didn't read about the card, did I? Well, that's first. That's first. I don't know wow, I forgot that. There, let's look at the card. Let's find out more about it before we meditate. Stay relaxed. Don't worry, we're going to go in. Saturn is about structure. You know what? I must have unconsciously wanted to avoid hearing more about it. That's what it is. Guarantee you. Saturn rules that which we must build over time: bones, teeth, personal authority, maturity, borders, discipline, traditions, and organization. Saturn, like Jupiter, is a huge gas giant. With its rings of ice and rock, it represents the boundary of the visible solar system as the last planet humans can see with the naked eye from Earth's surface. Saturn, traditional ruler of Capricorn and Aquarius, takes 29.5 years to round the zodiac and forms challenging aspects to itself approximately every 7 years. Hence, the 7-year itch in a marriage, and 21 as the traditional age of official adulthood. The action of Saturn. Saturn asks that you step into the next level of maturity and personal authority. Think of Saturn as a martial arts master who pushes you to grow through workouts, discipline, and tests, and allows you to prove what you know, both to yourself and others. Look for a mentor or choose to mentor another. Honor the teacher, but don't give your power away. Listen to the experts, mix their wisdom with your experience, and make your own wise decisions. If you feel like someone is abusing their authority or undermining yours, set firm boundaries and hold them accountable. Study, cope, grow up. Look pragmatically to the skeleton and teeth, either of your own body or in the metaphorical structure of your project. Can this endeavor stand up and take a bite out of life? Make sure the foundations are strong, the organizational structures are in place, and build out from there. As you gain strength in mind, muscle, and bone, you can become stiff, so remember to stretch body and soul. The challenge of this card: be careful to not cling to old conceptions of success or to hold on to a brittle system that restricts potential and leaves people discouraged. The gift of this card: the ancestors call you to wisdom and maturity, to know your gifts and limitations. This process may be an initiation, a test that empowers you. So not only is this card about structure, but it is about applying what you know, being the point person in your life that you are called here to be, being that person uniquely and the best that it can be. And some of that might require advanced thought, advanced preparation, advanced organization. Again, I can either be, although less so now, but I used to be able to be like hyper crazy about things, the list making and the organizing. And then as I got older, I kind of tipped in the opposite direction, and it became hard for me to think about advanced planning, to think about the curriculum or the syllabus or the work plan. I'm a seat of the pants kind of person, but that is also just a narrative I've been telling myself. So if there's a place in my life that I need more organization, then I call upon all that is good in me to help me find out how to do that best. Right? We are only the stories that we're telling ourselves. So Saturn is a way of growing up, realizing what we can do, and realizing what we might need help on. Now let's meditate. And a reminder that be a noise in your space or in mine. If you get startled out of meditation, remember to just kind of take the trigger, if you're startled, but swing right back in. Just take a deep breath, exhale slowly, and hit right, you can just hit that stride yet again, even faster than you did going in the first time. That's all you got to do. Let's breathe again. Inhale and hold and exhale slowly. Inhale again. Exhale slowly. Now you can start to close your eyes. Now our breath can return to a comfortable pace for us individually. Breathing in and out, feeling our body begin to relax and release. So do a quick scan as you start with your feet. And as you breathe, as you inhale and exhale with intention, feel tension begin to just disappear, to dissipate as it moves up through your feet and legs and torso and your chest and your shoulders and out through your elbows and arms and wrists and fingers. The body continues to relax up through your neck and your chin and your cheeks and your forehead and your eyelids, all the way up through your head. Really take a moment now to feel that face relax. We hold so much tension in parts of our bodies. But if we can allow our face to relax and feel the cheeks relax, then we can just release, just for a bit, our physical bodies into our mind's eye, into our imagination. And as we do this, we find ourselves as a presence, as an essence, floating in a very safe inner universe. This universe is in our mind's eye, in our mind, in our imagination. We're floating so gently and safely. Feeling free and open. And so as we're in this very safe and comfortable place together, let's think back for a moment to the intention that we've set for this evening. Whatever we wrote down that we're now holding in our hands to give it energy. Let's now think of the card that we've just drawn together. The Saturn card, the structure. And in this safe space, we become aware of a part of our own essence that is calling to us in this internal universe. makes its presence known to us. And when we become aware of it, we feel safe and at home and comfortable, because this presence is our inner voice. This presence is the divine me. That internal yet overarching energy that is the force of the universe. And this presence is inviting us to reflect on that intention the intention with the theme of structure and maturity and assessment. Our deep presence, our divine me, is asking us to honestly look at our intention and to open ourselves up to manifesting a turning point that allows us to grow up a little more about it, to look at it a little more clearly and honestly, to know what we have to do to put on those big boy or big girl pants, and to do it. There could be many aspects of this intention or this situation where we may have to make a shift or an evolution. But for tonight, let's just pick one aspect, one part of the plan that we've consciously or unconsciously made that bears a second look, or it bears a check off in the to-do column, so let's move on, so that we're not focused on repeating things or distracting ourselves by remaining comfortable. Where can we grow up, mature for ourselves right now with the intention that we've set? The divine me, the presence, reminds us to be kind to ourselves in this process. This is not about recognizing anything that we've done wrong. It's just our way of looking honestly and maturely, with clarity and with openness at our own situations, and actively choosing to evolve ourselves rather than allow circumstances to do it for us. We may have to rein in some things. We may have to give some structure where there wasn't any. And guess what? We may need to release or open up a structure that is confining or stifling. So this structure could be also about creating a new way of experiencing this situation in our lives. kindness and love of our deep self for us. We are of this deep self. We are it. It is us. And yet, it speaks to us as if we were separate, which is just an illusion. Feel your own love for you, your own respect for you, coming from your divine me. Acknowledge our uniqueness. Be willing to share and be the gift that we are uniquely called to be. To be and live the life we were born to live. We don't have to jump from child to sage. We just have to mature and evolve to the next level up that makes sense. Let us now know what we have the choice of doing. We don't have to do anything, but we know what we could be doing to help ourselves. Let us thank our deep and abiding inner voice. Let us thank the divine me in ourselves for this insight that we may not fully grasp, or that we may even have some nerves about doing once we get back to our physical bodies. But we know that now that we know what we need to know, that we can make it happen. Let us thank that divine me for always having our back. And let us begin to make our way back to our physical being. And we do this by realizing that we are in fact still breathing deeply, inhaling and exhaling. We feel that breath coming in and out. We feel the tether. We feel our physical body calling us back to everything that is in our daily world. Slowly pouring ourselves back into our physical body. With just a reminder from our deep self that this imaginary, this ethereal, this conversation that we've had in our mind with our deep self is as real and as valid as anything that's going on in the world, which means that we can go to this place in our own mind whenever we need to. Remember that we are bigger, we are better, we are more than just our physical body, as wonderful and miraculous as it is. Our minds are so much more, and can create so much peace and comfort inside of us, even if it doesn't seem like it exists outside of us. Feel that power, the power of our creation and imagination. breath is bringing us back fully. Let's come back completely by taking 3 quick breaths together. Inhale and exhale. Inhale again and exhale quickly. And one more deep breath. Inhale quickly and exhale as we open our eyes together. Hello, everyone. So curious. What did our deep self say? It's the message you got. If you're comfortable sharing, of course, I'm going to say write it in the comments. If not, it's a reflection. It's what we have learned and what we're going to take with us tonight after we move on from this experience tonight. So thank you for having the courage to have that dialogue, to have that communication, for having the desire to want to speak or hear the truth that is within our own hearts about what we're supposed to be, who we are individually and in this world. So it's all part of it. Let's send these off, burn these mothers down. I'm going to throw mine in and then I'm going to toss the other one in relatively quickly so that we can have all of the energies burning together. So here's mine, here's ours. They burn brightly, and we watch to make sure everything stays safe. So I thank you for joining us, sharing, to going deep, whatever you're doing. I'm so grateful. Saying hello to everybody on Zoom. Sue, hello. Thank you for joining. Good to see you. Grateful that you're here. And again, I'm going to see if people are elsewhere in our uh, community, and you might be joining on the live stream. You might be joining on the recorded version. Either way, glad you are here. Either way, this is a unique experience and you are a part of it whenever you are participating. So let's see on Facebook. Facebook, see we're live. Can't see who's there. All right, so again, whenever you're joining, say hello. I'm so grateful when you do. Love hearing from you. And let's keep this conversation going. I'm going to meet you back here next week at the same time to continue our weekly ritual together. Have a beautiful and wonderful evening and stay strong. Remember, all of it is inside of us. All we have to do is access it, no matter what's happening around us. I love you all, sending you love and receiving yours back. Good night or good day, whenever you are experiencing this. And we'll see you next time.